Let's get into one of the weirdest, most confusing feelings a person can have: being lonely while you're in a relationship. It's this quiet, nagging ache, right? And it can make you question everything, even when from the outside, it looks like nothing is wrong at all.
I mean, just think about it for a second. What if the person you've built your whole life with, the one you see every single day, is also the one person who makes you feel completely and totally isolated? It's a really unsettling thought, but for so many people, it's a quiet reality.
You know, the funny thing is, this kind of loneliness, it's almost never about big, dramatic fights. It's so much more subtle than that. It's that feeling of sitting on the exact same couch, both of you just scrolling on your phones. You're physically right there, but emotionally, you're miles apart. It's like this slow, invisible distance just kind of crept in.
So, how do you even know if this is happening to you? Well, psychologists have pointed to 7 really subtle but incredibly powerful signs that emotional loneliness might have snuck into your relationship. Let's break them down.
Okay, so the very first sign is when your partnership starts to feel less like a love story and a lot more like a business arrangement. You've basically become a management team.
And this pretty much says it all, doesn't it? Remember how it was at the beginning? Those long talks about all your hopes and dreams and fears? Well, now your conversations are about who's paying which bill, what you need from the grocery store, and just the logistics of the week. The teamwork is there, yeah, it's efficient, but the love story, it's been replaced by a routine, and that emotional core that used to power everything feels like it's just vanished.
All right, on to sign number 2, the little things. It's when you stop sharing all the small, seemingly random moments from your day.
You know, there's actually a psychological term for these moments. They're called bids for connection. It's that funny meme you used to send, or that random thought you just had to share, or that quick text that just says, "Hey, this made me think of you." See, we think relationships are built on these grand romantic gestures, but they're not. They're actually built on thousands of these tiny little interactions. In fact, research from the famous Gottman Institute shows that turning towards these little bids is one of the biggest predictors of a happy couple. So when they stop, that emotional distance doesn't just show up, it creeps in, little by little.
And that leads us straight into our next 2 signs, because honestly, they're completely connected. There's a massive shift in how you communicate, and you start putting up emotional walls.
This is where things can really start to break down. Those deep, meaningful conversations, they get swapped out for logistics. You stop sharing what's really going on inside your head because you kind of predict your partner's just going to jump into problem-solving mode instead of just listening. Or maybe worse, they might just dismiss how you feel. So what do? You learn to keep it all to yourself. And without that feeling of emotional safety, even the most loving relationship can start to feel incredibly lonely.
Now, sign number 5. This one can be a real gut punch. It's that strange, almost painful moment when you realize a total stranger seems to get you more than your own partner does.
Maybe you read an article online or watch a video, and this exact thought just pops into your head. And look, this isn't about wanting to find someone new. It's a huge signal that the person you're supposed to be able to turn to isn't your go-to anymore, and that something really important in the relationship is being overlooked.
And that brings us to signs 6 and 7, which are things that usually happen when you're alone. You start daydreaming, not about a person, but about a feeling of connection, and you start searching online for answers.
I mean, come on. This might be the most modern sign of all, right? You literally find yourself typing this exact question into a search engine. That's not just random curiosity. That's your brain trying its best to make sense of something that feels deeply wrong. It's the very first little spark of awareness.
Yeah, this whole phenomenon actually has a name. It's called relationship drift. It's that slow, quiet, gradual slide from being connected to being distant. And the most dangerous part about it? You often don't even notice it's happening until the loneliness gets so loud you just can't ignore it anymore. But here it is. This is the most important part of this whole thing. This is not a death sentence for your relationship. Emotional connection isn't something that you just have or you don't. It's like a muscle. It's something you can absolutely 100% rebuild.
And it all starts with small, deliberate actions. First, when you're talking about your day, don't just give the play-by-play of what happened. Share how it actually made you feel. Second, start asking those deeper questions again. Get past the logistics. Third, and this is a big one, when your partner shares something with you, just listen. Resist that huge urge to immediately try and fix it for them. And finally, start looking for those little bids for connection from them again. And when you see one, make a real choice to respond. Every single one is a tiny opportunity to reconnect.
I know, feeling this way can make you feel like something is fundamentally broken. But what if we looked at it differently? What if, instead of seeing this loneliness as some huge, insurmountable problem, we saw it as a signal, just like a warning light on your car's dashboard? It's not there to tell you the car's ruined, it's just there to tell you, hey, something over here needs your attention. It's telling you that your relationship needs a little care, a little nurturing again. And the fact that you can even recognize this feeling, that you're even thinking about it, that's not weakness. That is a profound strength. Because awareness, just knowing that something needs to shift, is always, always the first and most powerful step toward actually making a change happen.